Good morning, children. This is Aruna Rajapatra with today's social studies topic India wins freedom for class 5 CBSE. The revolt of 1857 shook the strong foundation of the British rule in India and kindled an urge for freedom in the hearts of Indians. They began to think of the causes that had made them slaves and remove their shortcomings if they have to become free. There were many social evils that prevailed in the society at that time, like sati, child marriage, and caste system. And some social reformers worked hard to remove the evils from the society. These are some of the social reformers. He is Swami Vivekananda. He tried to remove the caste system superstitious belief in the society. He is Raja Ram Mohan Roy, and he also worked hard to remove the evil, the caste system, child marriage, and sati pratha. Sir Syed Ahmed Khan, he made efforts to improve the life of the women and poor. He gave importance to the modern education of the people. Next, he is Swami Dayananda, worked to remove the evil caste system superstitious beliefs. Narayana Guru, he worked to remove the evil caste system. Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar worked for the widow remarriage. Some well-known reformers and thinkers like Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, Sir Syed Ahmed Khan, Dayanand Saraswati and Narayan Guru came forward to eradicate the social evils like sati, child marriage, caste system from the society and also promoted the remarriage of the widows and the upliftment of women and education for the children and adults. They felt that education would bring change in the society, unite the people and fight the British, and also started number of movements to reform the society. So some of them started newspapers to educate the people, some of them hold meetings to meet their demands, some began to form associations, institutions, organizations, etc. to fight for their rights. Indian National Congress. The birth of Indian National Congress marked the beginning of an organized political movement against the British. The INC was founded by A.O. Hume in the year 1885. It was formed to draw the attention of the British government towards the problems of Indian people. The first session was held in Mumbai and 72 delegates attended it. One major demand of the Congress was that the Indians should be allowed to manage their own affairs. He is A.O. Hume, the leaders of Indian National Congress. Here the members of the first Indian National Congress you can see. So the early people of the Congress were known as the moderates. They used very soft language while putting their demands. They believed in non-violence. They were called moderates. Some of the important leaders are A.O. Hume, Dadabhai Naoroji, S.N. Banerjee, Gopal Krishna Gokhale, Badruddin Taibi, M.G. Ranade, W.C. Banerjee, G. Subramaniam Iyer. Here are some of the pictures. He is Gopal Krishna Gokhale, Dadabhai Naoroji and A.O. Hume. These are moderates. Some leaders believed that strong action and strong language were needed to make the British understand their problems and to accept their demands, and were called extremists and were popularly known as Lal Bal Pal in the Indian history. He is Lala Lajpat Rai. He is Bal Gangadhar Tilak. In his newspaper Kesari, he criticized the British policies. Freedom is my birthright and I shall have it, he gave the slogan. He is Bipin Chandra Pal. So these three were popularly known as Lal Bal Pal in the Indian history. Divide and rule policy of the British. They adopted the divide and rule policy to weaken the efforts made by the national leaders to unite India. In 1905, Lord Curzon partitioned the state of Bengal on the religious lines and said it would make administration easy. But it was not true. They wanted to divide the Hindus in West Bengal against the Muslims in East Bengal. The Congress was against this and showed anger by starting the Swadeshi and the boycott movements. As a result, the British were forced to reunite it. He is Lord Curzon who partitioned the West Bengal. Here you can see the partition which led to the new province. Here East Bengal, this area. This is West Bengal. When West Bengal has Hindus, East Bengal was divided for Muslims. The partition led to the new province which later became East Pakistan, now present day Bangladesh. Swadeshi and boycott movement. With the Swadeshi and boycott movements, the Indian goods became popular again. Again, Swadeshi means of one's own country, and boycott means to refuse or say no. So these movements meant saying no to the foreign goods and buying things of one's own country. All the groups, associations, men, women, young students and even peasants joined. People boycotted the foreign goods and the foreign clothes and goods and made bona fides of them. Here you can see the Great Swadeshi movement, both the pictures. Revolutionaries. Some young people felt that peaceful means were of little help and openly said that force should be met with force, and they are called revolutionaries. These are some of the pictures of revolutionaries. Aurobindo Ghosh, Jatin Das, Chandrasekhar Azad, Bhagat Singh, Sukhdev, Ram Prasad, Bismil. Many revolutionaries took the help of the foreign countries who were not friendly with Britain. They formed secret societies, prepared weapons, assassinated British officers and also looted the government property. He is Khudiram Bose. He was hanged by the British for his revolutionary activities at the age of 14 years. Some people went to the other countries and waged a war to achieve Indian freedom. Madam Bikaji Kama, she went to Geneva, Switzerland and started a paper called Vande Mataram for the propagation of revolutionary ideas. Lala Hardayal, along with some Punjabis, established the Gaddar Party in USA to help revolutionary activities in India. So reforms introduced by the British government. Finally, the British government accepted some of the demands of the Indians and introduced some reforms to please them. But they did not give up their divide and rule policy. It was at this time the World War I broke out. Many Indians helped the British in this war in the hope of getting freedom after the war, but Britishers introduced a few more policies which were unacceptable to the Indians, and the new laws of the Britishers were strict and cruel. According to one such law, the Indians could be put into jail without trial. This caused widespread discontent among the people. Indian soldiers during the World War I a scene. Now, the era of Gandhiji started. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. He was born on 2nd October 1869 at Porbandar, Gujarat. He is the most respectable political leader of 1900 as he helped to free the Indians from the British rule through non-violence. To show their respect, the people of India called him Mahatma, meaning great soul in Sanskrit. Mahatma Gandhi studied law in London and went to South Africa to practice law. At that time, the British ruled South Africa and the Indians in South Africa were ill-treated. He stayed there for 21 years, fighting the racist policies of white rulers. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, lovingly called Bapu, came back to India from South Africa in 1915 and was touched by the poor conditions of the common people. He was unhappy to see that people were divided on the basis of caste, religion, creed, gender and color. He decided to start his fight on two fronts. One is social front and another one is political front. He decided to fight the evils that were in the society and work hard for the upliftment of the women. On political front, he decided to join and strengthen the freedom movement. So he decided to fight and oust the Britishers by his different methods, Satyagraha and Ahimsa, which means using the truth and non-violence to fight the injustice. Rowlatt Act of 1919. According to this act, the British government had the power to arrest people and keep them in prison without any trial if they were suspected of terrorism. This suppressed the liberty of the people to express their views. This was the time when Gandhiji asked the people to protest against such unjust and cruel laws. Demonstrating strikes and huge meetings were held all over the country. You can see here Britishers arresting the Indians. Gandhiji asked the people to protest against the government. The Jallianwala Bagh massacre. The Rowlatt Act was effective from 10th March 1919. On 10th April 1919, two leaders of Congress, Dr. Satya Pal and Dr. Saifuddin Kechliu, were arrested and taken to an unknown place. To protest against this arrest, a public meeting was held on 13th April at Jallianwala Bagh, a small park having just one entrance. However, General Dyer ordered his troop to take position and fire at the unarmed public. Hundreds of men, women and children were killed and thousands were injured. All the Indian leaders strongly protested against this cruel act. This Jallianwala Bagh is in Amritsar. The walls actually had bullet marks embossed on them. Here you can see an illustration of Jallianwala Bagh massacre. This picture also shows about the Jallianwala Bagh massacre incident. Non-cooperation movement. A wave of anger swept through the country after the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Nationwide, people's movement of non-violent resistance called Non-Cooperation Movement was started and led by Gandhiji in 1920. According to this movement, people were asked not to cooperate with the British and people started breaking the laws deliberately. Thousands of teachers, students left their colleges run by the British. Lawyers boycotted the law courts. Motilal Nehru is an example. Hundreds of people left their government jobs. You can see here the commotion during the movement. People refused to pay taxes and boycotted all foreign goods and laid stress on buying Indian goods only. Subhash Chandra Bose resigned from the Indian civil service. Chauri Chaura incident. Although Gandhiji appealed to all to be peaceful, some people set fire to a police station in Chauri Chaura, Uttar Pradesh. Around 22 policemen died. Gandhiji called off the movement immediately as he was against any kind of the violence. These two pictures shows about the Chauri Chaura incident. Here, an illustration of Chauri Chaura incident. During non-cooperation movement, many young leaders emerged. Some of them were Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, Sarojini Naidu, Maulana Azad, C. Rajgopalachari, Nehru, Motilal Nehru and Chitranand Das. Here, Nehru, Sardar Patel and Sarojini Naidu, few pictures of the leaders. Next, some of the Indian leaders were disappointed with the withdrawal of the movement and they continued their revolt for independence. A new group of revolutionaries like B.K. Dutt, Bhagat Singh, Rajguru, Chandrasekhar Azad, Jatin Das and many more were prominent at this time. Here you can see Bhagat Singh and B.K. Dutt, Sukhdev, Ram Prasad Biswal. Next, Simon Commission. To control the law and order in the country, the Government of India announced the appointment of commission under the chairmanship of Sir John Simon on November 8, 1927 to look into the problems of India and administration. And there was not even a single Indian on the commission. Under the leadership of Lala Lajpat Rai, people boycotted the commission. People boycotted the Simon Commission by carrying the demonstrations with black flags in their hands and with the slogan of Simon Go Back and were lathi charged, in which Lala Lajpat Rai was badly injured in Lahore and died on 17th November 1928. This made people angry and the freedom movement was revived with great zeal. Here you can see people protesting against the Simon Commission. Civil disobedience movement. The Congress demanded Purna Swaraj or complete independence from the foreign rule in December 1929. Our leaders even chose a tricolor flag in saffron. Saffron refers here for sacrifice and courage. And white stands for truth and purity. Green stands for fertility and prosperity. As a flag, tricolor as a flag of free India. This movement was started by Gandhiji as a leader, began with his Dandi March. The British did not allow the Indians to make salt. Gandhiji with his followers decided to start Satyagraha by breaking the salt law. Here Gandhiji leading the Dandi March. Here also you can see the Dandi March making salt. Government of India Act in 1935. According to this act, people could elect their representatives for the government, but in practice, all powers remained in the hands of British. The Second World War and the Congress. The Second World War was started in September 9, 1939, and the British government involved India in the war without their consent. Congress leaders refused this refused their cooperation and asked assurance to declare India as an independent after the war, for which British government did not give any assurance. And the Congress ministers resigned. Moreover, in 1914 Lahore session of Muslim League, Jinnah announced Muslims are a separate community from Hindus, which created a lot of unrest in India. So British sent Sir Stafford Cripps in 1942 with suggestion for division of power between Congress and the British, but was rejected by the Indians as he did not talk about the India's independence at all. Here you can see the Second World War scene. Quit India movement. On 9th August 1942, Gandhiji started the Quit India movement. The Congress appealed to the people to make it a mass movement. Gandhiji asked the people to do or die and asked the British government to quit India. There were hartals and protests everywhere. The government was angry. The policemen were ordered to shoot, torture people and jail the leaders to suppress the movement. Quit India movement. Both the pictures shows. Next, Indian National Army or Azad Hind Force. This picture shows Subhash Chandra Bose, Indian National Army. It was founded by Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. He organized this with the help of Japanese. He was well-known Congress leader and has been elected President of Indian National Congress twice. He gave the beautiful slogans Dilli Chalo Jai Hind, Tum Mujhe Khoon Do, Mai Tumhe Azadi Dunga. Subhash Chandra Bose with Gandhiji, Azad Hind Force. This picture all shows Subhash Chandra Bose. Okay, then he escaped from India in 1941 to organize an armed struggle against the British from outside India. Coming to the independence of India, arrival of Lord Mountbatten. Here you can see. In 1946, Lord Mountbatten arrived in Delhi amidst a buzz of political activity. After World War II, the British seemed keen to wash their hands off India. Partition of India. It was one of the worst moments of the people in recent history after that of Jews in World War II. A nation was dismembered on 15th August 1947. India became free, but the country was divided into two parts, India and Pakistan. India kept her tryst with destiny. Midnight bore her the precious gift of freedom. Following an announcement on August 14, 1947, Pakistan became the other independent state. At midnight, Lord Mountbatten administered the oath to Jawaharlal Nehru as the first Prime Minister of India. Lord Mountbatten took down the Union Jack from the ramparts of the Red Fort and the national flag of India began to fly on its place. Here you can see Jawaharlal Nehru taking oath as a Prime Minister. Jawaharlal Nehru taking oath as the first Prime Minister of India, you can see in this picture. Here also you can see. Next, after swearing in as the first Prime Minister of India, Jawaharlal Nehru gives his first speech holding an Indian national flag on August 15th, 1947. And the task for this video is write about your favorite freedom fighter, a few sentences. And task 2, find out when, where and by whom was Gandhiji assassinated. Task 3, write down the slogans given by the various freedom movement leaders, learn by heart and recite with action. Thank you all children. Have a nice day.